Hi, everybody. It's Marnie Stone here with Patricia Vecchio, and we're talking about Patricia's new company called Stock and Broth Healing Soups. Congratulations on this new venture.
Oh, thank you, Marnie.
It sounds fascinating. Tell me all about it.
Well, it's something I've been doing for many years. I started doing this about 10 years ago, and making bone broth is not anything new. It's something that so many people's grandmothers have been doing for years and years. People have always known the healing benefits of bone broth. But I started doing it, and everybody, I think, thought I was a bit of a weirdo. Nobody knew what it was, and then I kind of threw it on Facebook one day in the fall, and I got just a lot of the response was overwhelming. People saying, I want some, where can I get it? So I said, okay. So I just started making it and selling it. And it's been the most uplifting, inspiring thing I've done because I can just see the difference that it's making in people's lives.
Oh, that's beautiful. It's a positive thing. So is the broth made like a base for other flavors? Are there different flavors that you can get? Or is it just one recipe and that's what you
like? Bone broth is incredibly easy to make, and in fact on my Facebook page I even put my recipe because anybody can do this, and it's basically with any bone from any kind of animal. It has a lot of the healing elements come in the cartilage and the marrow and all of that. And I am only making chicken at this point. I've done beef, and beef comes a little bit greasy. It's got a bit of a stronger flavor, and it wasn't a hit in our house, and I don't really have the time to be making a chicken and a beef and all of that. So the chicken's got a beautiful flavor, and it's you can do it with lamb, fish even. So all parts of the animal are good, and sadly we toss, in our culture we throw so much of it out, but that's the good stuff. That's where the healing stuff is.
Very interesting. Well, that's the great thing too, that you're making this, because so many of us are so busy, we don't have time to be creating recipes like this. So this is very convenient that you're doing the work for us. So thank you very much for that.
You're very welcome.
So if somebody started consuming bone broth or
bone broth,
what kind of things do you notice what kind of health benefits are you noticing by consuming it?
I'd say the biggest one is gut healing. So anybody with leaky gut.
What is leaky gut? I've heard that term, but what is that?
Leaky gut is, and nobody really knows, it's just referring to your intestines are supposed to be like a closed thing. But when you get inflammation, what happens is that you get your intestines become permeable. So there's toxins going in and out of your bloodstream. When it hits the bloodstream, it's going everywhere. It's going up into your brain. That's why there's that gut-brain connection. It's hitting all the major organs, heart, liver. So keeping your gut healthy is the single biggest thing that you can do for your health, and anything having to do with inflammation, because inflammation can be the root evil of so many other different kinds of illness.
I've heard that before. Mm-hmm. And so how soon after you start eating bone broth do you feel these effects if you have leaky gut or certain health issues?
Well, I'm certainly not, a doctor or an expert, but in my own home, my daughter had some severe symptoms, and that's how this all got started. And it was about 3 weeks of daily bone broth, and I think it was twice a day, morning on an empty stomach, later in the day. And
so like a cup at each time?
Yeah, something just kind of like this.
Right.
And have a taste, by the way.
I'm going to have a little taste right now. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yes.
And 3 weeks seem to be the real magic number. It is delicious. That's another big question people get is, well, what does it taste like? People think it's going to taste weird.
And this is just, you haven't added anything to this. This is just, is there some seasonings too in here?
There's a little pinch of salt, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, because that's what helps to draw the nutrients out of the bones. And I throw in my water carrot, celery, onion, and garlic, which gets tossed after, but because these bones boil for 24 hours. That's what makes it bone broth, is the 24-hour. That time is really important. So you can't make bone broth in 2 hours. It's got to be 24 hours minimum. Longer for bigger bones like beef, but
right. Well, it tastes really good. Yeah, I love it. So if somebody wants to order some and try this, how do they get a hold of you, Patricia?
I think the main way is my Facebook page. That's how I started. I do have a website that I've made, and it's just about ready to go. So I will have this website up and running, but right now it's kind of just through Facebook, or somebody can call, I've got my phone number on there. And, as well, I've got everything else that I make, because I use this as a base to make other soups. So I have 6 different soups that I make.
Oh, what other ones do you
So,
have?
like, I sell the bone broth for $3.50, and then I have the soups are $6. So, and they're all healing soups. So most of them are not the kind of soups that you see. They're not full of, pasta and stuff like that. They're made for healing.
Yeah, I always thought that would be a really great idea for, when you have a friend or a family member that isn't feeling well, and sometimes you want to send them something.
Oh, I've had a lot of that.
I think that would be a great idea. That would be a great arm for you to send soup for the healing soup for someone that's not feeling well.
Definitely.
Because soup is
and I've done that.
That is great
When you're not feeling
idea.
well. Yeah.
I love
the kinds that I make, I do a wonderful egg drop soup. I do something called a 30 clove roasted garlic with turmeric. That's really good, very antimicrobial and very, just really good for the immune system. I do a super greens, which is full of kale, spinach, broccoli, and fresh mint.
Gotta get your greens.
And I use a lot of fresh herbs too, lots of lemons. I'll squeeze lots of lemons because that's really detoxifying. And I do a roasted vegetable. Then I do something called classic chicken and an Asian chicken.
Oh, I want to get like an assorted pack. Can I order like a pack of 6 assorted?
Yes.
Okay, I'm doing that.
But I do the 2-day cleanse, which I don't know if you heard about, but that's been super popular, where just for 2 days you get enough soup for 2 days, and that's all that you're supposed to have is the soup. And people are just feeling fantastic with that.
Wow, and 2 days. Who can't handle 2 days?
It's tough.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, but it helps to kickstart your hormones to, when you want to, if you've been eating badly, which we all do, that sort of gets you kickstarted and gets your body ready to heal.
Right. Yeah. Beautiful. I see some people are joining us. Hi, Allie. How are you?
People
Hi,
are joining
Susan. Yeah. Hi, Tori.
We're live right now.
We're live right now. So that sounds really exciting, and I can't wait to give it a try. So I'll get a hold of you. I'll also post the link for Patricia's Facebook page underneath this post, so you can find it easily. And please like and share this little video too to help spread the word about Patricia's fabulous new business, Stock and Broth, Healing Soups. And thanks so much for taking time to chat with me this afternoon. And I appreciate this little sampling. It's just delicious. And we'll see you next time live. Under and in. Oh, hi, Sandra.
Hey, hi, Sandra.